Hello everyone and good day. Dan Manson7, that's right, Dan the man with the plan is here to stay. Welcome to another installation in the My Intro 2 series. If you don't know what that is, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. This series, or mini-series, is going to cover most of the fighting games I've played and how I've been introduced to them. Today's topic is going to be BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Starting out, I just want to let you guys know that this video might be one of the shortest of all my Intro 2 videos. It's going to either be the shortest or just one of the shortest. So, back in 2017, if you remember from my Dragon Ball FighterZ video, that was when Dragon Ball FighterZ was first announced. That's right, the game that sparked my interest in fighting games in general was truly just getting started. Being beyond hyped and not even understanding fighting games in general, other than the few that I've played in the past, I decided to try to understand fighting games more. So, to set the scene, getting prepared for a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ was a long journey. I first had to understand fighting games and their mechanics and everything there is about them. So since I was looking up a bunch of Dragon Ball FighterZ news and anime stuff, and as well as fighting game stuff in general, I ended up stumbling across a small event, well, not so small event, known as EVO. And in that event, they played nothing but fighting games. Dragon Ball FighterZ held a tournament at EVO. This tournament was filled with people that did not know how to play the game because they were either just getting their hands on it or they had a little bit of practice and didn't know what to do exactly. Let's be honest, back then what we saw was absolutely incredible, some of the stuff was insane, but it's nothing compared to what we have going on today. But during the event I ended up stumbling across a few other fighting games and came across some announcements, specifically the announcement for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Seeing two characters on stage, ready to fight each other, having absolutely no idea what was going on between the two of them. They picked up their weapons and prepared to fight, but before they could, two other characters zoomed across the screen, clashing with each other. It was an announcement that was about these three huge fighting games by Arc Systems, who are going to be colliding together in one big game. I was excited because Dragon Ball FighterZ is a tag-based game, and this game being a tag-based game kind of piqued my interest. However, as the screen began to fade on the title, all I heard in the background was a high-pitched squeal shouting, "Now hang on just a minute!" The voice was familiar to me, but I didn't have it click into my brain until I saw Ruby Rose from Ruby pop up on the screen. At the time of the announcement, I was a huge fan of Ruby, so finally seeing Ruby in a video game in any type of capacity was exciting for me. And I hung on tight to those character announcements. I was expecting not only to see Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang, but I was expecting to see characters like Jean. I was expecting to see characters like Nora, maybe Tortrick, and seeing all these other amazing characters from Ruby get announced as characters, only to be a little disappointed in the fact that we only got the main RWBY, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. It was only disappointing because looking at the BlazBlue, Persona 4 Arena, and Under Night games, we got tons of characters at launch. Like, I think we got 10 per each character, if I remember correctly. Or, not per character, but per game. And looking back at it now, I'm not even upset that we only got Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang because those are the main characters of Ruby. But as the beta came out, obviously my first starting character was going to be Ruby. And when the beta was released, I played not only Ruby, but I also played Hyde. And I dabbled in Yu and Ragna, but nothing beat Hyde to me. So my main team was Ruby and Hyde until the beta was over. After the beta concluded, I was more than ready for the game to come out completely, and once it released, I was on that game day one. Now, over time, I ended up deciding that my main would be Yang and another Ruby character. However, I couldn't quite get a grasp on Ruby anymore, and Blake and Weiss just didn't quite fit my playstyle at the time. So I moved on to other characters in the other series and ended up stumbling across Carmine. Carmine, for those who don't know or haven't played Under Night In-Birth, is a character that, from what I know, which is still very little, uses his blood to fight. And as a result of him using his blood, he drains his health as he fights, but he's also able to regenerate it through certain moves. I would play the game as Yang and Carmine, dominating all the competition that dare challenged me. except for, a few people that actually played fighting games and knew how to beat me. But I eventually ended up dropping the game and moved on and came back actually when the 2.0 update was announced. The 2.0 update announced a bunch of new characters returning from BlazBlue Central Fiction, Persona 4, Arena Ultimax, and from Under Night Ember. So yeah, those 3 series got their fair share of characters. And as a result, Ruby got 1 extra character, Neapolitan, which is not bad, but I will say I'm very glad to have her a part of the team. Then we also have other characters that got announced, such as Yumi from Senran Kagura, Heart Aino from Arcana Heart 3, and we also ended up getting characters from Akatsuki Blitz Comp. We got Akatsuki and Blitz Tank, an actual tank. Although I didn't play too many of those newer characters that were announced, I still proceeded to play the game a lot. I jumped from playing Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang to exploring a lot of other options: Seth, Naoto, Heart Aino, Kanji, Hyde, Carmine, Hazama, and okay, fine. I've played every single character at least once in the game. This goes to show you one of the things that I love the most about this game, and that's that it's easy to pick up newer characters because of the very easy controls. And sure, while it's easy to, let's say, play Naoto for the first time, it's going to be very difficult to master how she works. And through playing all these characters, I eventually decided to move on and discover what more these characters can do, and more about who they are, and so on and so forth. At the time, I wasn't knowledgeable on a lot of the characters in the game. However, as of today, I've played each of the games that were based around the main 3 of the game. So I've played Under Night Ember, I've played BlazBlue Central Fiction, and I've also played Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. All of which will have their own My Intro 2 inclusion, which will be shorter, but I'd rather have the 3 of them be separate than to have just one encompassing all of them. That way, you can see my introduction into each of them respectively. It's not much, but it's honest work, and I truly have a bunch of fun memories with my friends in this game. Who knows, maybe I'll go back and revisit the game with them, but for now, it was just a fun game in the moment, and I had a lot of fun with it. I want to thank you all for watching today's video. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to post yesterday because I was just so busy and everything being so hectic right now, but I'm going to try to make up for it today by posting 2 videos. This is the first one, and the second one will be coming out around the usual time at 5 p.m. Eastern, so I hope you guys look forward to it. I didn't get any Harry Potter out this week, but tomorrow I will be posting a Hogwarts Legacy video, so I hope you all stay tuned for that. Again, thank you all for watching the video, and if you have any suggestion for fighting games that I should try out, or maybe a fighting game that I don't have in my Intro 2 series on, but you want to know if I've experienced that game, then leave any fighting game suggestion that you have in the comment section down below, and I will get right on that. But thank you once again, and I hope you all have a great day, have a fantastic week, and remember, may your heart be your guiding key.